I'm someone who is looking for love, real love, ridiculous, inconvenient, consuming, can't live without each other love.
And almost sounded convincing. And just like that, we are back. Welcome everybody back to Revirginized. We are so excited because we're going to be launching episode 1 in just a few short days. But today we are here discussing the official trailer. And so I'm Candice B.
And I'm Jay, like the letter.
And I am really excited, guys, because I'm going to pick Jay's brain today about this trailer. 2 minutes long. Make sure you watch it on YouTube. Jay, what do we think?
Was it 2 minutes? It was 2 minutes?
Mentira. It was 2 minutes and
I
48
don't remember.
seconds.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I didn't remember the time. But the trailer, see it just like that trailer. It looks like they're just going to start. It felt like they were starting to wrap up storylines and starting to like it looked very much wrap uppy, you know.
Yeah. I fully agree with you. Um I'm not too sure how I personally felt about all of it, but I will say that I was really excited to see that Carrie was walking in her new apartment because I'm like, "Oh, she stays."
Yeah.
I feel like she has like buyer's remorse. What do you
Mhm.
think?
I agree. It but it also gave it like a wait, is she gonna sell it? Because
That's true.
because I don't know. It's just such a back and forth with her when it comes to home. I don't know. It didn't really spit a definition of what's happening with it, but it did give a different feel.
Yes, because I felt like in a way the trailer was like a little vague, but telling if that makes sense. And so I think they're just really doing a good job at keeping us on our feet. And in the spirit of keeping us on our feet, because I know you love him so much, what are your thoughts on Aiden? I was so happy to see him.
I'm about to shock you, but
Okay.
uh, I am really disliking the three main girls, and I think I'm liking Aiden a little bit. I think I'll be honest, the second season of it just like that really made me dislike the three main girls. And weirdly enough, it made me love Seema more. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's just moving into this third season. They no longer feel in reach. They no longer feel aware. They don't feel in reality. You know, they no longer feel in touch with reality. And they weren't before, but they really feel away from it now.
Speaking of SEMA, maybe we'll segue there a little bit. Um, I think what I really like about Sigma is that she, and I hate to say it like this because there's only one Samantha, but she really embodies that like personality of Samantha. And it's like something fresh because it's something new. Like I feel like with Seema, you never know what you're gonna get. So what are you hoping to see this season of Seema? Because they kind of gave us just a
Literally like a good 2 second snapshot of her dating situation. I what I hope to see from Seema is more center stage. I what I like I said in the previous episode, I want to see the three main girls step to the back and let the new girls step in. And it's not like we're getting a refreshed, new, younger cast or anything, but I would like to see the newer girls step more to the center of the camera.
Now, and speaking of newer girl, right? I hear you say newer girl, Seema. What do you think of LTW? They also gave her very, very small airtime, but
A little bit
I,
more than Seema, but yeah,
yeah.
very little.
What do you think of her? Because it seems like they're all struggling with the dating scene from the trailer. But is she someone that you want to see more of?
LTW is not dating.
No, LTW is married, but remember in that little snippet, she was like taking selfies. She had a whole work husband, Jay.
You mean the jealousy thing with the husband where he was like, "Oh, I think it'll be interesting, but again, it doesn't. Here's what I want these showrunners to understand.
besides everything.
There doesn't always need to be a struggle for you to have a storyline. Doesn't always need to be something bad that's happening in someone's life for it to be interesting. These
I
ladies could be just living a life. I would watch an entire episode of Seema's day, a day in the life of Seema. I would watch that.
same,
It
same.
doesn't need to be a thousand things happening.
Say yes, you're so right. And I don't know if the showrunners just think that we're so used to the drama and
A Sex and the
trauma
City, yeah.
of Sex in the City, but I feel like at their great age of almost 60, it's okay to relax, right?
Just sit the fuck down. Yeah, to me, it's like sit your ass down and just chill. Your life can be exciting without there having to be so much excitement. And I feel like you are right when you said I feel they might feel like we're so used to the rhythm of Sex in the City. The thing is, Sex in the City, we understood where these girls were in their life. We understood what New
Yes.
York City was to them at the time. They're no longer those ladies in New York City. They're now in a different phase of their lives, and I would love to see that, but they're really trying to push this 30 something life excitement on these 50, 60 something year old ladies, and I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working.
No, no, absolutely not. Like, for Christ's sake, Carrie was walking with a faux cane. Like, you are not 30 something years old running around in Milano Blahniks. Like, it's just not happening.
Yeah.
You are at the tender age of 60, and that's totally fine. But one thing that it does make me think about is something that we kind of visited last episode, the younger characters, right? Like, what's going to happen there? So, in the trailer, first of all, let me just say, Lily, I think she's starting and bopping this season. Like, I think Lily is sex this season, okay? Like, I think that's where they're going. But in that spirit, we didn't see Brady. We
We
saw
didn't.
Brady. We
Yeah.
saw a little bit of Rock.
Yeah.
What would you, how would you feel if we just got more of like the kids' their time?
We said this before. They have a beautiful concept to start something different. Don't
Yeah.
give us, and just like that, don't give us Sex and the City. Give us something where these kids are carrying the legacy of it. And season one, and season two, I said it, and I feel like I'm going to continue saying it in season three if they disappoint. I feel like like I said, they need to take the cameras off of those three ladies and focus on them from a different perspective. Is the kids are that perspective? Got it. I don't think it'll carry the brand, but they would make a great spin-off. And if let's say LTW and SEMA and whoever else become the primary characters of the story and how we tell the story or how we watch the story, I would watch that show. It would feel refreshing, even if the Carries and the Mirandas and the Charlottes are in the back.
Absolutely. And I think with good writing, it's possible. Like, I feel like there have been shows, I don't have any examples right now, but I'll come back with some, I promise. But I feel like there's been some shows where main characters have taken a step back to give way to some fair faces. But
Yes.
because the show is so loved and it has a loyal fan base, right? Like, you still have people watching, you still have people committed.
Yeah.
I feel like people would still be committed to And Just Like That, even with pushing Carrie to the backside.
I agree. I agree.
Interesting enough, and I just have to get this out there. There are a lot of people who really cannot stand Carrie and think she's annoying. They just,
First of all, you are the minority because I've always thought that, and so many people have thought that. So many people have thought that. They're just becoming more vocal now.
yeah, I mean, the great state of Reddit, I mean, it's just amazing. Like, you will always, your dreams will come true and implode at the same time on Reddit.
But yeah, the same way.
I'm looking at a lot of these things and I'm like, as much as I love Carrie Bradshaw and she is the staple of the show,
Yeah.
I definitely think that we need to see more, let's get more Charlotte, let's get more Seema, let's get more of the lesser characters, or, right? Not filler, but your relationship with Aiden. Let's bring his kids in, right? Let's get more of the background of his family. So it's less of like her and her feelings, and I couldn't help but wonder, and I couldn't do this. No, like, let's see everyone else. And what are they wondering? What are they doing? His
You know what
kids were in the trailer.
you want to know what the problem is? What's his name? The creator's
Pat King.
Michael Patrick King. the problem with that, and the reason why there's not enough space to do that, is because I think Michael Patrick King and and Sarah Jessica Parker's relationship now is so business personal that it would feel like he would be it would feel like the production is taking something away from Sarah Jessica Parker. And I think
Yes.
Sarah Jessica Parker is one of those celebrities that people don't want to fuck with, because you can tell that she can be somebody that could probably take some people down, and the reality of it is that can translate into the production of the show, where no, the show is about me. Why are you placing the camera over there? Why are you facing the camera somewhere else?
Hi, guys. It's me, Candice, here to interrupt your show very quickly to let you guys know that we officially have merch. Our website is live. Definitely go online so you can get our shirts, tumblers, stickers, all of that good stuff and support us. And you guys can even wear it while you're watching the show. Take a picture, tag us. We would love nothing more than to repost to you. And on that, please don't forget that we have our sweepstakes giveaway. So one lucky winner is going to receive over $100 of Revirginized merch. And four other winners are going to receive official Revirginized merch. And all you have to do, guys, is what you always do. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Threads, follow us on Blue Sky, Spotify, comment on all of our videos, and make sure you like and subscribe every single week. Back to your regularly scheduled program. You make a good point because I feel like that was Kim's issue, right? Like a lot of people forget that, just to, backtrack a little bit, but like a lot of people forget that. They're like, oh, Kim just didn't want to do this. Kim didn't want to do that. No, like Kim also said, I bring a lot to the show, which is true,
So
right?
much,
And I just
so
want,
much to the show.
excuse me, like I guess equity or whatnot, right? And so I feel like you're right in that sense, but it kind of does something to the show when I feel like people who are so used to being in the center can't take a step back, right? Because again, we saw Aiden's kids, and when I was watching the trailer, I was like, yes, this is what I want to see. Aiden and his family. Don't just talk about it, right? Let's see some more. Like, what do you think they're going to give us this season in regards to his family?
I don't think they're gonna give us much. I don't. I think the trailer did what it did to, like, you know, pet us a little bit and make us feel like, hey, watch the show. But I don't. I feel like the more they hear the fans, and they keep making the same mistakes, I don't think they're gonna fix them in the season. My hope for the season, as terrible as it's about to sound, my hope for the season is that it's watchable. And that sounds terrible, but I hope that it's watchable. That's my only hope for it.
I mean, so you say something great, and I want to hear from our fans too what they think about this. But we lost a few characters. We lost Shay, which is like whatever. Um, we also lost Dr. Nia Wallace, and so I feel like because we lost those two characters, are they going to give us more characters, right? Because that's something I don't think I would like, right? And I want to hear what the fans think as well too, and we'll pose that question on socials. But I would hate for them to think they need to replace these characters, and then the show is not exactly watchable. Do you think this is possible? Because they may not put that in the trailer right away, right? Like,
Well, that's what happened with Samantha Decima, right? Decima, right? Well, we removed the slutty older girl from the friend group from the show. We got to get another older slutty lady, right? Another
I'm sorry.
alpha.
I'm sorry, pause. Who's old? Because remember, Samantha is 35. She's only a little bit older than those ladies, according to her.
But Samantha's the oldest one.
If she could hear you right now, you should give.
I feel like that's what they did with from Samantha to Seema, and
Yeah,
I feel like it wasn't the right decision. It was not the right decision. I
right.
feel like if they could have just brought any characters, they could have spreaded characters around. But what I will say no to your question is because this is not the show to bring new characters.
I
You have
agree.
so many characters that you can explore their storyline. There is not a single need to go and bring someone new to the camera. We have so many characters that have been on the show for years that we haven't looked into their personal lives, that I feel like
Right.
it would benefit the show for the cameras to just follow them for a little.
And I think you're absolutely right. And that's another question that I want to pose on socials is which character do you guys want to know more about? And speaking of that, I didn't really see Steve. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I saw Steve at all
I don't think it was in the. I don't think it was in the trailer at all. Yeah.
and it's like, okay, we didn't see Steve in the trailer, we didn't see Brady, but I would love to know
Well, they all
how
killed him in the last season, so
he was dead.
what are they gonna show?
Right, like, but it's like, give us more of them, right? Let's talk more of them. What are they doing? What are they up to? So I kind of get the feeling, Jay, that you like the trailer, but not really much hopes that it's going to be anything different than what we've seen in the past, even
The
though it
trailer.
looks
The
better.
the trailer was well produced. The trailer gave us the peaks and valleys of a new season of any show. That's great. We can tell we know that HBO/Max can produce a good trailer. They're I would say they're known for having those hit trailers. The
That's a fact.
problem is that when you look closely into the content of the trailer, you can tell that it's so familiar. It's just so it's
Yeah.
it's so similar to the grounds that we stood on with the show
Yeah.
that I didn't see anything groundbreaking, and I didn't see, and I think to them, so like putting the rats walks because it's New York City, walking by Carrie shoes. Got it. We know there's rats in New York City. We're New Yorkers. What that doesn't do anything for us. I feel like they add those little visuals to make us feel like, oh my God, look. But the thing is, we're no longer those 20 something people, young 20 something people watching the show.
Ah,
We're now not older but mature. We're the
thank
mature
you.
people watching the show. So I think we need a mature storytelling.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And, I guess I'm hoping like you that it's watchable, but because I'm a diehard fan like you, we're gonna watch anyway, right? Not even because we want to give everybody a show, but that's just because who we are. Like we're just too loyal, right?
I agree, and you make a I would go for as far as to say the only people watching are the diehard loyal fans of Sex and the City. The
I
only people watching today at this point is the diehard Sex and the City kids that were watching it from day one, right? Because what other attachment you wouldn't have built an attachment after the show and after the movies. So no new viewers are watching it just like that. And I feel like those fans just translated and stayed, and they're gonna have to give us something if we're gonna talk about anything outside of just this.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's
Wait, but I do want to pause for a second. I don't want to move
yeah.
forward until I ask you, how did it make you feel? How did the trailer, watching the trailer, how did it make you feel? Because yeah, we saw the stuff we saw, but how did you feel after you watched it?
I mean, I didn't know how to feel. I guess I was indifferent because at first I was like, wow, this is so well produced. Like I love it. The glitz, the glam, Aiden. But I was really conflicted because on one hand, which is another thing, everyone seems to be struggling. Seema's on a date. LTW has a work husband. Carrie is like flirting with her neighbor. And she's like, oh, me and Aiden are like working on it. But then like you're with his kids and then you guys are sitting post. Like it was just I know it's a teaser, but I don't like to be teased in this way.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was just all over the place. So I'm like, I don't know how to feel. I didn't see Brady. I didn't see the people that I grew to love. Right? I kind of saw the same old, same old. And it just felt like you guys just don't really know where to take it and you don't want to just sit down. So you're just gonna try to stir the pot a little bit, and I'm over that. So I'm just indifferent about it. But the
Yeah,
production was great.
you know something I expected that was not on the trailer is the I expected, and I know this is gonna sound so off base, but I expected maybe like a big flashback, Mr. Big flashback. I
Mhm.
expected them because I was like, oh my God, they're gonna do something that's gonna fill our spirits to want to like dive into whatever story they're about to tell. And I was like, if they go back and they show us those, there's a huge gap that we don't know about in the
Yeah.
lives of these people. And if they went back and kind of filled the context with like a Mr. Big flashback, I think that would have done well. And for some reason, there was a second that I expected that. I don't know why, but thinking about it, that would have made so much sense.
Honestly, though, if there's any network that can just take a show and redo something, it is HBO Max. I feel like they can incorporate flashbacks. I would love to see that. What have you been doing, Charlotte? What have you guys all been doing in this time? What caused you guys to have these big rifts in your marriages and all these things? You know, Miranda, Steve. And I feel like that wouldn't be a bad idea to give us flashbacks of all of them. But you know, at the end of the day, I highly doubt that's gonna happen because it's like
No, I agree. I agree.
they know what the fans want. And for 2 seasons, they've been like, okay, we heard you. We heard you. We have bots. We have this. We're also working on Reddit. And it's a hard ass no for us. We hear you, but we're not heading there. So I guess we're just going to have to wait to see what happens. But before we end on the trailer talk, right? I do have to ask, do you think it is possible that we will see a Samantha Jones cameo?
Oh my God, I feel like that was one of the things that every three comments or every three posts, I saw somebody mention like, does it feel like Samantha might be somewhere in this? Even we don't see her on the trailer, of course, but does it feel like maybe there's something that they're not telling us? And I I'll be very I think it's possible. I think it's possible
Okay.
for her to have a life in the show. To have a life in the show, but let me say this. I don't think it's possible that Kim Cattrall will come back. I think I think Kim Cattrall makes some definitive statements and started a conversation, an outside of production that if she came back, I think she understands that she would look a bit like a fool. And I don't think Kim Cattrall is the type of
Mhm.
person that would put themselves in a position where, well, yeah, I said this thing that I would never, and then, but I'm actually gonna because I don't think there's a number, an amount of money. I don't think there's an amount of offerings that anybody could do to her that would bring her back. I would like to maybe have us adjust or adapt to the non-existence of her. I don't think we ever will, but maybe like if it's a possibility, incorporate the name in some, Samantha
Yeah.
existed. And the problem that
Yeah.
I think we had with the Samantha situation is that they did such an erasure where they wouldn't even mention her, right? She wasn't even a part. She every day we would get Samantha, and all of a sudden we never even heard of her. I feel like that was my main problem with it, especially in season one.
I mean, I also tend to feel like you make valid points because we know Kim Cattrall's personality. She's not one to like renege on certain things. But do you think there's a possibility she'll say, you know what, I won't look like a fool because I don't want to disappoint my fans? You know, because she did give us that cameo, and I firmly think that no one looked at her any differently because
But yeah,
she understood
absolutely.
the assignment. We understood the assignment. We want you. We know you have issues and all that.
Yeah.
Please bring us something that we love. And I think that was something so cool. Like, I get what you're saying, like her like reneging and possibly looking like a fool, but I think it was so cool for an actress to say, you want to know something?
Hmm.
Let me give something to my fans.
I agree.
These fans came a long way with
I
me.
agree.
And at the end of the day, she's such a all-around genuine, well-rounded person that you could tell she did that from the kindness of her heart. And I don't think it was even money. I
Yeah.
think it was like, this is my thank you to the fans, right? Because you love me so much.
Here's the thing. I could not agree with you more. I'm with you on the entire argument. The problem with it is, yes, she came back for that cameo because the fans were so on the production, but they were also so on her because the fans needed closure. The fans needed closure.
That's true.
I will go off of that and say I was one of the few people that jumped on the bandwagon of arguing or even speculating that Emily in Paris would have the Samantha comeback. I felt it in my heart. Production wise, studio wise,
Yeah.
there's such a crossover in production with the two shows. I felt like that would have been a comeback. And I say that to say I don't think Kim Cattrall will take anything less than her own spinoff. I don't think Kim Cattrall will take anything less than a spinoff. And I will double down and say I think she deserves nothing less than that.
I agree. And honestly, Kim Cattrall, if you're ever listening to this show, ever, I would watch that spinoff with
Yes.
gusto. And honestly, I
Yes.
think,
Yes.
dare I say, dare I say,
Oh,
I think that if she had a spinoff, it would be wildly more successful
absolutely.
than Then and just like that. And again, this is not to
Absolutely.
bash any of the actors.
Oh,
Love
never,
Jason Davis,
never.
love Cynthia Nixon, love Sarah Jessica Parker, right? But there's just something missing.
Hmm.
And you know, she'll probably come in with a whole different team of writers. And she
Yes.
also has Patricia Fields, because Barry
Yes.
Patricia Fields still have a
Uh-huh.
great relationship. And so I feel like, and you know, it's no shade to anyone, but I think they would get that right. I think
Absolutely.
they would
Because
get it.
Samantha lives in Europe.
Yeah.
So I feel like there was such an opportunity to do something with Kim Cattrall and like a European spin-off of her
Absolutely.
career and just carry it through her career right from the perspective of a businesswoman. That would have been beautiful. But I agree with everything you just said. I believe that if Kim Cattrall stepped onto the scene in front of the camera as the main character of a spin-off, it would be much more successful than it just like that. And just like that, as much as we love the production, the cast, the stories that we've known, the background characters, we are not in love with this show. We are not in love with the show and how they tell
Yeah.
it to us. We watch because we have so much love for what they are. They're not giving us what we need.
1000%. 1000%. And so I just feel like, Jay, we have 7 days left
Oh my
before
god.
the episode. And I don't even want to make predictions about what I think is going to happen. I think we just need to go in blindly with faith.
Oh.
Uh oh.
You want to talk predictions? Well, I had an idea that I'm gonna
See?
run by you, but I think I'm gonna wait till the after show. Is that okay?
Okay, I think we could do that.
Okay,
I was so ready for it right now.
I had something in mind that I wanted to bring up.
Did you see? I'm such a fake. I'm like, we're not gonna make predictions. Oh, wait, you have one? Do tell. Like, do tell. Let me write it down. Um, so I'm excited, and there you guys have it. This concludes our short episode of the trailer recap.
Yes.
We hope that you guys continue to tune in. Thank you, by the way, for all of the subscribers that we have. We are so grateful for all of you. We wouldn't and couldn't do this without you guys. And we are excited to be doing this again and our after show coming up soon.
Yes, catch us in the after show.
Revirginized is a production of J. Breyer Allen, hosted by Candice B., produced and co hosted by J, like the letter.